Okay. Action. Hello, what's up YouTube? My name's Chloe Gentles, better known as The Gentles. So this is my first YouTube video and I thought why not make an introduction video about all the other videos that I'm going to make. So here it is. So, a bit about myself. I am from North London, born and raised. So I am a performer and I trained at the wonderful Erdan Academy for 3 years, and I also trained at the amazing Brit School of Performing Arts in Croydon for 2 years. As it's a new year and you know the whole new year, new me, I finally decided to make some videos. It's taken me a while to think, what should I do my videos about? Singing, performing, going to drama school, I don't know, being alone. So 2020, that was an interesting year, wasn't it? Before 2020 really kicked in, I was living my best life. I was on tour with a fantastic show called Beautiful, the Carole King musical, and unfortunately it got cut short due to COVID. It was meant to tour the whole country for the majority of 2020, and it didn't quite happen. Basically, from March onwards, I was unemployed. Finally bought my first flat, which was amazing. What wasn't so amazing is that I bought it a week before the lockdown. So got the keys, moved in, was like, yes! And then Boris was like, you're staying in. And I was like, sorry, what? Contract was terminated. Into panic mode. I was sitting in these empty rooms with nothing inside, no furniture. How am I gonna pay my mortgage? How am I gonna pay for the furniture that needs to fill these empty rooms? How am I gonna eat? How am I going to survive? What's gonna be included with some of these videos is basically how I survived. My aim is to keep every video 5 minutes maximum. Basically don't want to waffle on loads and loads and loads, which I have a tendency to do. So I'm going to do my best to keep my videos really short and straight to the point. Fingers crossed. Being in lockdown for the majority of 2020 and being alone, I had a lot of time. Loads of time. Plenty of time. Time to lay like this. Time to think like this. Time to... Anyway, we digress. I never was much of a reader. Never really enjoyed it, never got into a good book, only read if I had to read. However, 2020, I'm a changed woman. I have read plenty of books. Granted, they've all been self-help books and self-care, self-love, but we move, at least I'm reading something, hey? Your mum, she's reading, she's growing, she's learning. I'm going to introduce a book every video, and I'm going to talk about how it helped me, what it changed for me, the good, the bad, the ugly, and what I've got from that book and how it's helped me move forwards. Also within my videos, I'm going to talk about self-care, self-love, which I'm sure everyone has been talking about and been thinking about and heard a lot recently. But I'm basically going to talk about what that specifically means for me, what worked for me and what didn't work for me. I thought I'll put it out there just in case my techniques or what has worked for me might work for someone else. Who knows? Also, I'm going to be talking about different podcasts that I've listened to, whether it's to do with music, my favourite artists, my favourite movies, cooking, the whole shebang. Never really got into podcasts until last year, so I thought, why not talk about those as well? Ways of being majorly spiritual. I'm not religious, I wouldn't say, in the sense I have been brought up in a certain religion, but I would always go to midnight mass. I enjoyed the whole coming together and celebrating the year and what you want to bring into the new year. What I've discovered this year is my spirituality, really. And I've always been into like the universe, zodiac signs, tarot card readings, double numbered like 1111, all that crazy cool fun stuff. I have the time now to really dive into that and really nourish it and figure out and discover as much as I possibly can. And then I discovered the law of attraction. Every single book that I've read has brought it up. So if it's something that you're interested in, great. If it's not, never mind, not for you, doesn't matter, it's not for everyone. Again, tell you what I do and what works for me, etc, etc, etc. Lastly, I will also be talking about being alone, and I'm talking really alone. Yes, I am single. I have been completely alone from day one of this pandemic. I'm just going to talk about the struggles I faced, what I've learned. It's like to date in a pandemic. Another reason why I've decided to make these videos is because I've had a lot of friends and family or people I haven't talked to in ages like reach out to me and be like, hey, how you doing? How you been? What's new? I've told them, and then they've told me what's been going on in their lives, and they're like, oh my God, Gentles, you're like a new woman. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. I've just had a lot of friends and family come and ask for advice, and then I've just given them my blunt opinion, and then they've been like, oh my God, that's excellent. And I'm like, really? Because I am learning every single day about who I am and how the world works and what works for me and what doesn't work for me, like everybody else. But what I have noticed is that all that energy that I would have put into my personal life, so men, or friends and family that don't really appreciate my time and energy, or projects that I'm just not that into but I feel like I have to do. All that extra energy I've been putting out into the universe, all I did was just change it around and put it into myself. What I'm going to be talking about in these videos is just making time for you and what works for you and what's best for you and how you can help yourself become the best person you can possibly be in this crazy world that we live in. And if this video inspires people or encourages people or makes them feel like, oh yeah, I can relate to that, or oh, I really want to try but I don't know where to start, this is all I'm trying to do. I'm just basically going to explain what worked for me and how I got to where I've got to, and how I'm constantly learning and every day growing and pushing myself to be a better person. My name's Chloe Gentles. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, pretty standard. And if you like the video, please give it a like and please subscribe. And that is basically what I'm going to be talking about for the future. So I hope you enjoy. See you later.